Shalom. First of all, start by saying all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim Hakwadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to I can push in this word. It's to the honesty, the hope for that constantly enduring. Shalom. My name is Korah Allah. I know we're in this mix for edifying lesson. You got to check out this. Okay, first of all, fair use, fair use, fair use. Okay, I'm gonna play this clip. Um, basically play this clip going into the Vikings. I don't know if you saw that series, but it was a clip in there when this Viking, which the Vikings go back to the Israelites, okay, or the Judites, all right, and it's a scene where this dude straight up gets beheaded, but he doesn't even he has no fear of death. He makes mockery of it, okay. Sure enough, he does die, but it was it's a good example of how we should be when that time comes. Okay, if that time comes, because some of us will taste death on this side for this word, and some of us will not. Okay, but we will all be tried in our own um in our own ways, man. Whatever our lot is. Okay, so that brings me to Revelations 20:4. So matter of fact, check out the. I'm gonna let it play now, and then I'll come back to the lesson.
Fikir mirakel kilsnätaleja. Men filja är att Mattias hade haret som är till att äckeln Peter själv. Edis.
Discussant chef så vill hon metra. Vi mest kom lite cheval under ett träd. Skifet.
Okay, so back to the lesson. This is Revelations 20:4. It says, "Then I saw thrones, and the people sitting on them had been given the authority." Hold on, let's read that in the KJV. All right. Revelations 20:4 says, "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them." All right, and that's going into the government body, the 144,000. Okay, when you read uh the book of Matthews, chapter 19, verse 28, it says, "And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration," okay, because you had the prophets following the Lord in that time when he walked the earth, okay, but now the prophets are still out there following the Lord till this day, okay, and we striving to be part of that number. It says that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, in the reincarnation, okay, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so when you go back to the disciples, all right, which became apostles, all right, they're gonna be in the kingdom. They're gonna be top judges. Okay, so 144,000 is gonna be part of that. Is gonna be that government body. Now let's go back to Revelations 20:4. It says, "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls." Right, that's a future prophecy. Okay, that's going into the kingdom. It says, "And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, right? So what's going to cause us being beheaded? Um, Lord willing, we stay down and rooted into this thing until the end. Okay, that's it's gonna be Esau coming down with that great wrath because he knows he has but a short time. Revelations 12 and 12. Okay, it says, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads. Let's go into that. It says, and for the word of the Most High. So you got to keep this word until the end, no matter what. It says, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, right? The beast, um, which the beast goes into the Roman Empire, okay? And we all know, or we all should know, okay? Or what you learn in this truth is that America is the last leg of the Roman Empire, or spiritually Rome all over again today. That's why a lot of these customs that they have in Rome is carried over into America. The same way Rome carried over a lot of the Greeks' custom, they call Rome the Greco-Roman Empire. All right. Now, so America is basically another reincarnation of the Greco-Roman Empire. Okay, the Greeks were Edomites, the Romans were Edomites, and now this new beast system, right? Which the head is America, but also NATO and the EU. All right, that make up the beast. It says neither his image, the system. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, this system goes back to the Romans. Even when you look at the calendar, right? The days, the months go back to Greek gods or idols, okay, or Roman idols or whatnot. It says, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, the system, okay. And what's going to be the pinnacle of this system? That new world order, which is going to consist of the RFID microchip. That's the main thing that's going to drive this system, okay. It says neither received his mark, right? The RFID microchip, which is going to come upon the whole world. It's the RFID, or it's the NFC. Okay, it's all the same thing. It says neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushai 1,000 years. Okay, and meaning what? Yahushai, we're gonna bring in the kingdom, and we're gonna totally rule these nations for a period of 1,000 years. Okay, and after 1,000 years, they will have to go into their own prospective lands, but they'll still have to pay tribute, and they'll still have to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so we'll still have nation subjection, but for that first 1,000 years, we're gonna rule. We're gonna totally 100% rule these nations, man. Okay, it says here. I'll read it again. The part I was getting at about being beheaded, and I was saying you should be joyful. It should be a joyful thing. Let me see something real quick. Um, Scriptures say, let me see, in the Apocrypha, this ain't gonna be a long lesson. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 4 says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Okay. and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Now we're in a lower state right now. Last hide, first fight. Okay. And whatever is brought upon us, we take cheerfully because wow, we understand that it's part of the fight. You know, we're gonna go through um adversities on this side, man. Okay. In this flesh. And we have to continue to fight for the name and the faith of Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shai. Okay. To earn our spot in salvation, to earn our spot on those chariots. All right. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully," and that's the first. That's really the first precept that came to my mind when I saw that clip. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. You know, between a lower state, but be patient, man. You got these guys selling out for for a little bit of money. No, it's not no real money either. It's FRN. No, it's really you sell out. You gotta do all those um humiliation rituals, right? And then once you do one thing, you gotta do another thing. There's no end. So why the hell would you sell out for these small bucks? But you got guys selling out, man. Here it is. They can't take a little bit of hell. You know, scriptures say, the hell we catch on this side, it's not gonna be compared to the glory in the kingdom, which the glory starts with Yahweh Shemi Hawashah. Okay. um. Okay. I have to look that up another time. Okay. This is 1 Corinthians 15:52. It says, "In the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump," which the last trump is significant with the seventh trump or the seventh angel. Okay, representing the end times. "For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, as we shall be changed." All right, so we understand death, man. Even death is a temporary thing. It's especially if you amend the Lord, you're gonna be raised incorruptible. All right, with those celestial bodies. "For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality." Well, I won't even say celestial bodies, but I would say immortal bodies. Okay, righteous bodies, right? Because we're gonna have that those powers like angels, all right. But we're gonna be men, we're gonna be men though. So it's gonna be the best of both worlds, and it's gonna be in total righteousness because while the Lord's statutes commandments is gonna be in our inward parts. Okay, this precept right here also is is parallel with receiving the new covenant. Okay, because the laws is gonna be in our inward parts. That's the immortality, right? The scriptures say the wages of sin is death, but with these new bodies there will be no sin. It says, "So when the corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the sayings that is written, death is followed up in victory." Okay, and there it is. That's how death is followed up. Ultimately, going back to Yahweh Shai. Okay, he walked on this earth as a mortal, and he didn't sin not once. And he served as that sacrificial lamb, so we could be brought back to the Father. Yahweh Shai was a recompense for us to even be doing these lessons. Let me see if I have anything else. Um, this is I think it's Revelation. Uh, hold up, it's two. Revelations 2:10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, we're gonna suffer, man. Okay, the kingdom's not gonna be a cakewalk. We're gonna suffer." It says, "Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison." All right, the devil meaning your enemy, the deceiver, the slanderer. Who does that sound like? Who has that track record? Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, that's who the devil is. Shall cast some of you into prison. They doing that now. They got these uh these guys running around all over the state, taking up taking them, Jakes, the northern kingdoms, all right, the so-called Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, um, the so-called North American Indians. Those are Israelites. Taking them and throwing them in prisons and throwing them in pits and murdering them for no reason at all. Throwing them in concentration camps. All right. So that's gonna happen, man. Even to the elect. You're gonna have some of the elect that's gonna have to go through this too. Okay, that's your lot, man. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, because the Lord's gonna sustain us. It says that ye may be, it says some of you into prison that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, which 10 days could be a multiple of days, could be more than 10 days, could be 10 months, okay, could be 10 weeks, could be 10 hours. All right. It says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So we have to be faithful unto death. It's gonna get like that, man. The name of this lesson is gonna be things could go ancient. Things can it could go ancient style, quick, fast, in a hurry. Okay, because just like that, this thing's gonna pop off, man. Okay, Jake is over here thinking they got time to party and bullshit. Just like that, this thing is crumbling. Okay, this place is crumbling on the surface, right? You might be good, but in all actuality, when you look under the surface, the pipes is bursting, the floors is corroded, mold, all right, and everything about to snap at the same time. Okay, this place is out of here. All right. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Yeah, unto death, man. They might come with the guillotine, which they have the guillotine. They might come with a straight up executioner, and they might say to you, "Listen, what you want to do? You gonna bow down to us, or you gonna die for your God? And what we gonna do? You know what? Chop my head off. All right, f you, chop my head off, and then they gonna just chop your head off. Okay, but then the Lord could just raise you up right after that, right? And you receive that crown of life because you died for the truth. You died for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, Revelations 2:11 says, "He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death." Okay, and that second death is what? That nuclear fire, you know. But you gotta overcome. Now, what they're gonna push now is that chip, and a lot of people gonna take it. And what proved that was the prelude, the no jumper. All right, you had Jake's lining up for that, man. First they kind of was like, nah, I'm not dealing with it. But then after a while, when things start getting tight, getting a little drastic, might lose your job. Now your woman's on your ass, you know, might lose your home. You're gonna fold. You're gonna take it, But here it is for the men of the Lord. The Lord is providing. The Lord is showing you. Listen, look, there's a way. I got it all worked out. Don't even trip. So that all that did was prepare the elect for the times to come. Okay, because if you take that chip, that's your ass. Okay, that's gonna get you the second death. It's gonna be justified. Okay, I'm gonna end this here. This is Revelations 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. All right, just going into patience. Okay, um, going into faith. Okay, being faithful unto death. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Right, which I'm going into the temptation right now through the spirit, going into the chip, which shall come upon all the world. It's going to be a worldwide event. It's not going to be just for the West Coast, or this is just for Europe, or we only doing this in Sweden. All right, you don't gotta worry about it if you know what I mean. It's gonna be the whole world. It's gonna be affected by it. Okay, but America, the hub. See, America being destroyed is like it's like cutting the snake off the. It's like cutting the head of the snake off. All right. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. And it's going to be a time of trials and great tribulations. Okay. But yeah, check out that clip, and you can watch that on Vikings, that season 3, episode 9. And Lord willing, it kind of just made me think about us when all hell break loose, and they bring us to they um to the judges or whatever, and you see that blade, man. Hey, the Lord got put that spirit on you. So Lord willing, send them prayers up and stay faithful in this thing. We almost out of here. But damn, say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Bashim Hakodash, the balance of the apostles, Bishop Elsgram, Millstone, and say Chase I can push this word, say honesty, shalom.